Hello.
Hi.
So here we are.
Hmm.
What is today's date?
Today is September 6th, 2017. It's a full moon. Lots of things happening today, energetically, physically, hurricanes and fires and stars. Solar 9.6 solar flare today. The nature is screaming. I would say it's pretty loud, pretty making itself known.
Call it nature
Mm.
or call it Mother Earth. We've been coming up to this for a long time. And Mother Earth is saying, whoa, stop this. Stop the madness. Um, there used to be a saying, stop the world, I want to get off. It isn't the world, it's the world is saying, stop it, or we're going to get you. It's Mother Earth is shrugging, showing her power against this war on life that has been happening for eons of time, truly, and most recently by Western civilization. This crazy attack on the energy that the earth has, and this crazy idea that we have to get earth's energy out of its bosom. And
Out of its veins, we're draining our mother, we're raping our mother, we're destroying our very mother. It's a big question, and what's coming. We don't know, but we know that we're at this moment we're taking a trip to Hungary and England, and we're going right to the heart of matter. The heart of matter. Water is at the source of all life. Plasma, the life force in the blood, these are all important things to be aware of as we go from the root to the heart and through the heart for humanity. Today we're feeling the intensities today. I felt the solar flare as it was happening. It's like, I don't know what's going on, but here's how I feel. And then it was clarified there was this 9.6 solar flare. And, earthquakes in Idaho, 150 in 2 days. And people, it's amazing what's happening with people and the kind of things that we're called to deal with in a moment-to-moment basis as we work on the ground. We're here in Grants Pass, Oregon, United States, doing a healthy food festival before we go to Europe. And the politics in this tiny town are the same as in our nation. And it gets disturbing to see how the small mind will manipulate and aggravate and try to destroy any positive movement forward as a people, as a community. Community organizations coming together and working for the greater good of all, and being slapped down by government and commissions.
what all this is really fear running amok. And
fear and greed for power.
Yeah, well, you can associate greed with fear of not having enough, fear of it's a lack. Greed comes from a lack. It doesn't matter how much you have. You think you need more. That's greed. It comes from lack. And this is the way, uh, unfortunately, humanity has been operating. And it's has created havoc for eons of time. And people have kept saying, there's a saying that if you don't learn from your history, you're doomed to repeat it. Well, so what keeps people from repeating history? I mean, from learning from history and repeating it. It's because of the very initial choice that has been made, and the choice has been to fulfill this need that comes out of a fear, and uh, and it ends up in the same place. So we're introducing this. It's not a new idea. It's been around as long as fear has, but the most powerful energy in the universe is the energy of love.
And love is not, love is an action. Loving. Love is something that moves and gives life and brings forth creativity and inspiration. It's us being loving. And Earth is very loving. Our mother is very loving. You know, if you ever go out on a sunny day and lay on the ground and look up at the sky and the clouds, it's so peaceful and loving. And it's up to us as humans, because humans have been the ones who have desecrated nature. It's up to humans to respect and honor nature. You can see how the planetary emotional body is so out of whack that here in the West we have fires so strong we can't hardly breathe outside. The air is so terrible. The whole Northwest is burning right now. And at the same time, the Southeast is being deluged with flood and tornadoes and hurricanes. It's out of balance. Just as the masculine and feminine are out of balance in each individual human, so is that showing up on the planet. You know, this ash that's falling here in Grants Pass, the ash is everywhere from the forest fires, but we're not only burning up our trees, we're burning the animals and the insects and the microorganisms and the very oxygen generating materials that are necessary for human life are being destroyed. And man has been destroying them consciously and purposefully, cutting down rainforests all over the world. Well, now nature's striking back and saying, hey, you know, I'm gonna do something too. We don't know what the result of this something that she's doing will be.
You know, we didn't intend any of these programs, if you want to call it, this information scheduling, to be at all about the negative aspects of what's going on. But, you know, each day now is coming to the point that each day it's being revealed how destructive that the forces of humanity have been, not only to nature, but to each other, of course, and to all of life. And so, you know, and everybody's grasping for ideas. Well, what are we going to do about North Korea? What are we going to do about the rising temperatures of the oceans that are causing these greater and greater 1,000-year storms?
What are we going to do about the separation and the politics of the world? what are we going to do? We're going to love. And we're going to love it all the way through the heart.
Yeah, there has been just the conditioning has been. I mean, we talk to some people, and they cite very easily. Well, go and tell somebody you love them when they're out to destroy you, or they out to do this and this. Well, it definitely takes a shift of at least the critical mass of humanity to make this happen.
We don't love the behavior, the destructive behaviors. You never say, we're loving that, but we love that life force that's within every person and the potential of compassion that could be. And the more we have compassion and the more we show love, love can be very firm. It's not always just a flowy, oozy. We're not talking happy-go-lucky, ignore what's happening. That's why we're talking about it, because we're not ignoring those aspects that don't feel like love. We're just choosing to be love in our beings.
Another way to show the difference is fear comes out of ignorance, and ignorance. Well, so you say ignorance of what? What is ignorance? Ignorance is lack of knowledge. Ignorance is lack of knowledge of who you are. It all starts with oneself. To get to know who you are is the primary, ought to be the primary goal for everyone. And it is why we're here, is to discover who we are, to discover our deeply innate nature that can be said to be love. And love, it's impossible to describe love because it is not a mental thing. Love comes out in activity. Love shows through what it is that you do, and it is definitely a feeling, because love is properly associated with our heart energy. We have the physical heart, but of course the heart chakra representing the energy that is in all reasons love. And love, well, here's a Vincent van Gogh quote, that love, God, beauty, art, everything that belongs in the area of creative expression in the positive direction, in the good direction, it means the same thing. So Jesus, love, God, beauty, art, all the same thing. That was a quote by Vincent van Gogh.
And Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I heard it said, I think it was yesterday or the day before on, I don't remember the name of the woman that said it, but it was on Jason Michael and Heather Powers' show. And she said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what to do. Father, forgive them, they know not what to do.
Well, I'm going to add to that. The reason they don't know what to do, and the reason they know not what they're doing, is because they know not who they are. And until you know who you are, you don't know what to do. You do what you're being told to do. You're doing what you're being told to do that's possible to do because of whatever the circumstances are. So basically, that represents the slave mentality. That represents the ignorant slave to the system, slave to your party in politics, slave to
religion,
an organization, Any belief system, it is totally a slave mentality. And that's how it works. And it's really simple. It is simple. But the simplicity needs to start within your own self. And of course, the first step is to look within. To look within, go within. And that is where we find peace, love, joy, all those things that we, of course, seem to want from the outside. It's already there. It's already there.
But we bury it and we shove it down. We let pain stop us from going deep enough to experience it. We let the pain and the experiences of our lives keep us from really looking at and finding the treasures that may, in the experience that caused pain. There's always a treasure in those experiences that we can find, and it becomes our greatest gift. Our greatest weaknesses become our greatest gifts. So here we're here today talking. Our purpose in this webinar is to talk about how we can come together in heart, in mind, and in action, wherever we are, on the planet or in the stars. It doesn't matter where we are. We're all connected. We're all one. And when we travel to Hungary in the feminine heart chakra, and to England in the masculine heart chakra, and all of the in-betweens, and from the root in Mount Shasta, you can join us by setting an intention and saying, oh, I'm going to connect with the heartists today. They're having a ceremony about the root on 10/10 of 2017 at Mount Shasta. I'm going to either be in Mount Shasta or I'm going to be in my heart space with my mind aligned and have my own little ceremony, or I'm going to call my community together and we're going to come together and align in ceremony, and we're going to root. We're going to really root together. We're rooting for each other and we're rooting together. Because that's the key.
Gives a whole new meaning to rooting.
Yeah. I'm rooting for you to be awake and aware.
Not just rooting doesn't just have to be at football games or even soccer games. This is really rooting within.
Rooting in our hearts.
But to finish that flow, well, so how do we find the heart and how do we find this oneness? It's the same place. Once you go within and find out who you are, that you are this wonderful energy center, you find that's where you find the heart of humanity. That's where we are connected. In fact, it's the only place where we can be connected.
We're each a spark of the same star. We're each life. We each have life that runs through us. And the same life in me is the same life in Andras. It's the same life in you. And the real desire for that one life is to live, to grow, to learn, to love, to play, to explore, to experience. That's what our whole planet is about. It's about experiencing something outside of yourself. Because when we're in the oneness and we don't have a body like this, you know, if I did this, my hand would go right through. It wouldn't sit on the outside and pretend that we're separate. And here we're not even really touching, because if you get down microscopically, nothing ever touches. There's always just enough resistance to hold us in form. And that is the real key. The resistance that we each have built up inside doesn't harmonize with the resistance Earth is asking us to hold. So if we let Earth decide what resistance form needs to take, then we will be flowing with her and with the rising of the frequencies. and we'll just all rise up together.
And to finish the flow of this oneness and the meaning of the oneness of love, God, beauty, and all of that, that the essence of it is that all of that is nothing more or less than energy, vibration. And what is the most perfect conductor of energy is water. And water, that's why the natives call it, what is it called, Wakoni?
Mini Wakoni.
Mini Wakoni
Water is
means
life.
water is life. That's what the Standing Rock message was all about. And this journey that we're taking is using that knowledge, the knowledge that water, we are 90%, circa 90% water, and so is the earth. Everything correlates with us and the earth. It's very close. The earth has energy centers just like we do. And and it's all connected.
It's resonance.
It's all connected with the conductivity of water.
So water resonates.
Yes,
go ahead.
Water resonates. The resonation, the conductivity of water is what gives this exchange. And I think we mentioned it before, Dr. Emoto, the Japanese scientist who did his life work was with just with that essence, is to discover the water's ability to communicate. It's just another way of communicating and show its life. So water is life, Mini Wikoni. Water is life, and that's what we're doing. We're taking the energetic connection of the water from the root chakra, root energy of the earth.
Where the Sacramento River starts springing forth out of the roots of the mountain in Shasta.
Yes, and so we're going to be there and working with consciousness with the water communication, and we're taking that. We're actually taking some physical samples of water to the heart chakra places, the Danube, near the Danube bend, the Dobogo, which is the stone that is called Dobogo because it has a beat, it has a heartbeat. That is where you can hear the heartbeat of the earth. So, but it's surrounded. The Danube bends, makes a 90-degree turn from going from west to east, and makes a turn to directly south, right above Budapest. And
right around this, and it makes a little heart shape. If you look at our website and the little map of Dobogo, there's a heart shape.
So this water connection is what we're all about.
And so you can connect with us in your heart, and it's kind of like an acupuncture point where you allow the energy of earth to emerge out through your physical form in alignment with what we're doing. And then if you come together in groups of people, you can form a node and really ground this field of energy, the golden Christ grid, the loving mother energy, whatever visualization helps for you and your faith and your path or your journey and your wisdom. You know, everybody has their own knowings. And when you know, and we all know together, that's how we're lifting consciousness. We're clearing it. We're sending this loving waves through mass consciousness to wash away the mind control and the domination and the greed and hate and racism and anger, all those things that are at the very base, bottom level of consciousness, as we rise as a whole, those things just get left behind. And they go down into the dirt and they become compost for the next generations. And when crap becomes compost, what's really stinky becomes sweet. So we know that right now we're in the time of gathering the garbage and putting it in the compost pile because it's really stinky. But the time is coming that it'll be sweet, and we can have that confidence.
And how do we do that? Well, another thing that humanity has been very famous for, very good at, is really complicating things. So, complicating things in every which way possible. Certainly, our laws demonstrate that. In our government and just in civil law, there's always complications. Why? So that the legal minds can argue about it and make a lot of money doing that. And it's very simple. All we have to do is look at the big picture. Look at simply the big picture. What is happening? What is showing? What is showing is this incredible hypocrisy that is existence, that is in existence in our government and in a lot of organizations and also within us individuals. So to look past, to be in integrity is the other side of that coin. Authentic integrity, authentic self in integrity is the way out of this mess. And that's how you get there, is by going within and with pure intention, with the intention of choosing love. And that's as simple as it can be, and that's as simple as it is. Now, how to do that and how to give up all those things that keep us in the chains of this hypocrisy that everybody is
experiencing one way or the other, whether it's from within or from without. You know, it's time to change the world, and what we've been doing doesn't work. So let's try something new, and let's come at it from the energetic perspective. Let's connect our minds and our hearts and our hands together in action every day, every moment. Just intend to be and do the best that you're capable of. And that's all. That's all.
You know, it's not new. You just said, let's do something new.
Okay.
It's not new. It's just that we haven't really given the real opportunity that it deserves, the real chance, the real commitment, the real commitment to be in love, to be living in love, to be in that loving space. Because we haven't chosen it. That's the new. He said, now we can set the intention and just choose it and be. We are at that stage in our evolution where the universe will totally support that and support you and support the oneness that we're all looking for, to feel that way.
So we choose love. The website is www.heartist, HEARTIST.us. Heartist us. So be a heartist with us. Join us. Peace.
We choose love.
We choose love.
And hope you choose it with us.